I got technical. I got white taunting, black jersey throwing the ball. They're both gone. And what do you got? What do you got? And I hope the guy who wants to eject him has a good, strong sense and say, you know what? I'll take responsibility for this. This is a double ejection.
The thing about that, the lead, like Bill said, the away player already committed the act. So the retaliation is going to come from white. And as you can see here, there are 3 white players around the away player. So at any point, someone may throw a punch. So forget the mechanics of the technical foul, all that stuff. You got to get in there and get in between all those players, because this could escalate into a full-blown fight if you don't. If you want to look pretty out there with the technical foul mechanic, go for it. But once you have that fight break out, it's over. So you have to get in there.
So let's add another layer to this. All right, I talked about common sense and fourth quarter, all that, and it's okay if you guys say no, that's not the rule. Okay, that's your interpretation. That's what the discussion is for. Let's turn around and say that's first quarter, 5:55. Mark, see what people think about that, and what would they do with that? And I'll throw in a little bit. Remember, you're there to do what? You're there to watch the game, or you're there to referee and run the game. So tell me what you would do at first quarter, 5:55.
So this is Kenny here. So I still go with an ejection with both players. Only the reason being, if I know the rule and I give those guys the rule, right? Now they can adjudicate that play properly. It doesn't matter what the judgment is. The rule says taunting, retaliation, to get ejected. So to me, that's serious enough to get an ejection early. And because I now have another 3.5 quarters in which to referee.
That's a very good point, Kenny. But is that the actual rule as written in high school basketball?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And Kenny, here's the other thing too. You're right. Even more importantly, if it's in the first quarter and you let that kind of situation go with, let's say, ejecting the black jersey and keeping the white jersey, what do you think is going to happen at some point in the game when someone goes up for a layup with the white jersey? You think there might be a little retaliation?
Yes, sir.
And then number two, you've lost the game. If you let that occur early in the game, you have set a bad precedent that you're going to allow this type of behavior. That's not basketball play. And you know what? The players need to tell the coach, hey, coach, your player's got to take responsibility for his actions. That's an ejectionable offense. He should be ejected.
I think one important thing that you said and that everyone needs to be aware of is that trail. It happened to me in a game where we didn't see, and in high school we don't have a monitor. We have to go with what we saw the first time, and we didn't adjudicate that play properly because our outside guy didn't stay put and observe the big picture. And the two of us that were tight, we didn't have a clue. Things popped off so quickly.
Yeah, and and listen, but in trails or the new leads defense, you got to get a bunch of guys. We don't know if all 5 of his teammates, the black jerseys teammates, come in, and if these 3 guys get pinned in by 5, we don't know. So maybe that means players together. Then the trail felt he needed it in there too. But if it kind of dissolves fairly quickly, we just stand back and observe and give you the big picture eyes to the rest of the crew when you guys conference.
Hey guys, Marvin Cobb, can I talk about
Marvin Darthiner, by the way, just so y'all know. Go ahead, Marvin.
The throwing the basketball and hitting that guy in the face is a flagrant foul by rule. Flagrant foul may be personal or technical foul.
Is that
nature or technical non-contact foul, which displays unacceptable behavior. So throwing that ball, hitting him in itself is a flagrant foul, which leads to an automatic ejection. I wouldn't have a double technical foul in this situation if the situation doesn't merit a double technical foul. But in everything that everybody said, looking at the video, I would have liked to see that lead rush in there and intercept that guy getting in that huddle as soon as he could to prevent some other things. But this is going to lead to a fight if you don't stop it.
Marvin, what do you have on this? You have a double check or you have a double ejection? I didn't hear
So
what you
I
had.
got a flagrant on the black and I got a technical foul on white.
Okay. You want me to put the rule up? We can go over it.
well? I mean, okay. Well, first of all, one of the biggest things that we've noticed on social media, and Bill will concur, is that Heiss and Mark actually will concur also. We're not using the correct terminology from the rule. Is the verbiage flagrant foul in the high school rule book?
Yes, sir. I just
Mark?
read it to you.
Is it in the high school rule book, Mark? Or is it intentional foul?
Rule
Or-
418 definition. Flagrant foul.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a high school official, so I don't know. I just want to make sure we're using the right terminology during this conference call, so that everybody's on the same page. That's all.
And I'll tell you what, real quick with our rule, what we do with this play. If you call it double flagrant or whatever, then you're going to have to march up and down the floor to shoot flagrant fouls because those do not offset. We would call double technical, double ejection, plays offset, get the ball and play on the baseline, and let's go. At fourth quarter, finish off the game. First quarter, I'm running the game.
I guess we can put up the rule, Mark. Go ahead. Play 2, or what was it?
Yeah.
There it is. So this is actually from the rule book, from your high school rule book. As far as the home player is concerned, look at Article 2. We highlighted it. It is an attempt to instigate a fight by committing an unsportsmanlike act, causes a person to retaliate by fighting. And the definition of fighting is also, strike, punch, kick, whatever, regardless of what is going on. But it's not limited to combative acts such as, so on and so forth. So the reaction of the player throwing the ball is a fight.
Mhm.
And the attempt to instigate is also considered a fight, as you will see in the situation play. A1's action is defined as a fighting when taunting caused by B1 retaliated by a fighting. So basically, both players are done. They're ejected. There's no free throws, and the ball's administered with a POI. Oh, wait a minute. You got the wrong one, Mark.
Yeah.
This was the draft. So
Yeah,
give them the correct answer, please.
It's POI. We're not going to go APR. We'll go. It's double, so we'll go POI. Is going to be black ball in the end line.
So the correct ruling is that they're both going to be ejected at any time of the game, and you're defended by the rule. Is that correct, Mark?
Yep.
Okay.
Next correct. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. But it was a great discussion because we
Is
only
everybody
had.
okay with that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Mark, is anybody not okay?
Well, they should be now based on what the evidence shown. But I know when we put it out there, there was only two people. Kenny was one of them that we believed it was this ruling. Many, I would say 90% believed it was either a double technical or a technical on white player and a disqualification for the black player throwing the ball. But it was only a few that felt that both should be disqualified.
But now all 20 officials here will know that they're ejected and you're defended by the rule, and the office should defend you.
Correct.
Okay.
Can I make a comment on that too?
Go ahead.
Go, John.
To me, that Kenny, what you did, I 100% agree with obviously what I said. But the guys that don't want to eject those players, are going to allow that, they're going to have to deal with that. They're taking the path of least resistance. And if you're going to be a referee, you got to have a little bit of what they call a little bit of guts to step in and say, hey, double ejection, let's go. All the coaches, hey, they're responsible for their actions. That's not going to occur tonight in the game.
Here's the other thing, Bill.
Taking the path of least resistance is what that is doing.
But here's the other thing, is that if there's a college Division I NBA observer at this game, they're going to look for the guy that's going to step up and handle his business, and that's who they're looking for to bring up. Am I correct on that statement?
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, if this is a junior high game and I'm a junior high observer, to move a guy to high school, I want to see the guy who's going to stand,
Yep.
take the play and say, I got it.
Yep.
No matter what level you're at. So, hey, I'm sorry, but I got to get running. It's time to get some dinner for the family. So it's been a pleasure to talk with you guys. I know we only got through, 2 plays, maybe 3?
But that's usual. That's usual, as you know. I mean, if you really know what you're doing, I mean, you're only going to get through a couple plays.
Right.
Because hopefully, it has a lot of discussion to it. So anyway, I hope it was some help. I enjoyed being here. And maybe, Mark, let's do it again.
Bill, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, man.
Bill, thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Enjoyed it.
All
Thanks,
right.
Phil.
I'll call you later, Bill.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
How do I get out of here, by the way?
You just close your browser or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks,
All right,
Mark.
bye.
Take care.
I'll do.
Are you going to continue with these plays, Mark, or do you want to do the ones I sent you?
We can go over the ones that you sent. Yeah, we can do that.
Did you close it, Bill?
Not yet.
There should be a viewing screen that says Mark screen, and at the bottom right it says leave meeting.
I can do it for you. I'll do it, Bill. I can remove you.
Mark's going to do it for you.
All right,
You're gonna
around
do
the
it.
horn. All right, he's gone. All right, yeah, I can do the ones. I haven't even looked at them. Hold on, let me do it. The ones that you sent me.
Go to, I gave you the download, though. Go to the atypical.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
So here's a play in a state playoff game in California. Oh, can you see the guy? This is the taunting play, right? That's what I saw at the top.
Let's see what it says. It says atypical.
Oh, yeah, no, it says taunting at the top.
Let's see. Yeah, taunting,
Yeah,
you're right.
taunting. Okay, I want you to watch white number 4 the entire play.
This kid right here.
Yep, he's going to shoot the ball. Now he's going to turn to the defender and give the cutthroat signal.
Mhm.
Then he does it again in half court. Then he comes over to the opposing stands and gives it again, and no one addresses it. This game is close. Can everybody see that, Mark? The gestures or no?
I can see him. Did
I can
anybody
see
not
it.
see him?
I have one question.
Yes.
Right there it says first 0-0. Is this the first quarter? That was the first
No.
quarter?
You know, the NFHS network is not very good. I don't know if it's because of the home team. I don't know. Mark may be able to chime in. We have an account now with them, but the score thing at the bottom has never been really good. The only one that has been good, we just broke down a game for New Mexico, and they had it synced perfectly on there. So don't worry about the banner at the bottom.
What was the score? Do you guys know?
This was it doesn't really matter. This
Just
was
a
late
close
in the game. You
Okay.
can't allow someone to do that at all. I mean, but this was late in the game. As you can see, It is the second half because the away team is going towards their bench. But
You
to your
go.
question,
You go back.
I mean, how do you allow someone to do that 3 times in the same sequence and not even address it? Blow the whistle, say something to them. I mean, if you don't want to give them a technical foul, fine, but hey, knock it off. Do you really want to cost your team the game?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would probably let him do it once, because like I understand it's probably exciting with how the game's going. But if it 3 times, I probably would have told him something. I don't know if I would have texted him up, but I would have told him something.
You know, Martin, we had an entire Zoom meeting about taunting, and it's happening a lot in San Antonio. And Kenny can tell you this because they had 3 technical fouls in one game due to taunting, and one kid actually got ejected for his second technical, and both were taunting fouls, or both were taunting technicals. This is something that we're not consistent with. I think in high school, I think everywhere, but I can only talk on our chapter. I think what it comes down to is we talk about not warning players, right? So we always say we're not going to warn players. If we feel like we need to warn a player, then we need to have a technical foul. But the way that we should warn players is, like you just said, hey, cut it off. Don't do that. You know, you're too good for your team. Next one's going to be a technical foul. We're going to be attentive. Also, I think that, and some referees can do this, it's a close ball game. We don't want to insert ourselves. That's a lot of people will believe they don't. I'm just being honest with you, Mark. A lot of people are like, okay, it's a close ball game. I don't want to go get a technical foul that could, affect the outcome of the game.
And I understand that, but in today's game, you were very defended by the video. And in this situation, if this was sent to the office, you can see the guy do it 3 times. Even if you whack the guy in this particular instance, you're going to be defended and no one else can tell you otherwise. Like Josh said, you may let him get away once, but then you know what? Blow the whistle dead and just say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, number 4, come here a second. We got a good game going on right here. You're a very good player. You need to knock that off. But do something. And in this situation here, the crew did nothing. That's what brought it to our attention. I mean, they did absolutely nothing. And then the guy goes over to the opposing stands and does the same thing, does the cutthroat, and there's nothing said. But again, if you want to advance, you're going to have to address these situations.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because in the NFL, that gesture is an automatic fine. Just doing that gesture. So that's a serious gesture.
Yeah. I mean, he clearly did it 3 times when we saw the video, when we were breaking this down. And it's like, wait a minute. Okay, we saw him do it after he made the shot. And then we kept watching and going, wait a minute, he did it again in half court. Then he deliberately goes over to the stands and does it again. And no one says anything. How can 3 guys miss that? There's really nothing going on. I mean, if you look at the video as Mark is rolling it, there's no competitive matchup. There's no one engaged. I mean, it's downtime. It's dead ball time or whatever you want to call it, but you got to address it. And you don't want to insert yourself in a 1-point ball game or whatever the case may be. Well, then maybe you shouldn't be refereeing, because that's the key. I mean, if you watch the NBA guys and if you watch the really solid Division I guys, they're going to handle their business in this type of situation. They're not going to let that go. There's just too many cameras rolling. They're going to put you out there on blast, and it's not going to be good.
I got
Bill,
it again. Go ahead, Kenny.
I just want to say that's also that you have to have support, right? So we have to have an assigner that's going to say, my guy did the right thing.
Absolutely,
right?
Kenny,
those you
are absolutely 100% correct, and the video does not lie. If a coach or someone, if this cost someone the game or whatever because he got whacked, well, the video is going to go in and say, well, wait a minute, he did it there, he did it there, he did it there. My guy is defended on this play. But you're absolutely right. Maybe some guy will turn his head and say, you know what, Kenny, you shouldn't have called that. And we can't do anything about that. We can only try to teach you what's the right way or what we feel is right. but then at the end of the day, you have to have support from your supervisor. You are absolutely correct.
Agree with that. Anybody else want to chime in? Yeah.
What was the next good play that we sent? It's in the same game. You can go to the atypical. Was that the YouTube one?
The taunting.
While you're queuing that
No,
up, let me-
taunting you just did. Go to atypical.
while you guys are getting that, let me just talk to that like, I didn't see that. I think Bill said it best, but I didn't see that the motions until it was pointed out. But I did notice when that player turned to his team, and I was good. I was okay with that. I noticed that the first time I saw this video. But I think Bill said it best, is that you got to have a feel. So when that kid makes that kind of shot in that kind of game, see, I look at these three guys and they're not looking at that guy. So we have to have a feel that, hey, we got to take a look at that person.
That's agreed.
I led up to that. I'm sure that kid was doing things way before that.
Yeah.
But
This is on YouTube, and you may want to share our YouTube page with them. But here's the end of the game. Here's the end of another game at the same high school.
Oh, yeah, that scores right on that one, huh?
This is a 1-point game. It's still not, the clock is not synced or anything, but it is a 1-point game at this point. Boom. No whistle. Boom. No whistle. And then we run away. Now, in their defense, the right team won. I was there at this game, and but let's talk coverage. Let's talk about how we can get this. I mean, or does anybody else want to chime in on this play? Let's do it that way, Mark. What can we do better as a crew on this particular play in a 1-point ball game? Roosevelt, I think, is up. The white team is up. Stop.
No, I got to do it like this. Hold on. It won't let me do it.
Go back to before the illegal screen.
Okay.
Stop. Okay. So now let's talk about positions. The trail has got 2 offensive players and 1 defensive player. The slot center has really got nothing except for right in front of them, but they're really not engaged. The lead has really got nothing in his way, but that's way too high. Mark, circle the competitive matchup, please. I mean, write it. Yeah, write it. This is the competitive matchup. This is the action area. Now, the center needs to extend out because this is what's called, and I don't know if you've heard this terminology, a true referee play. So now what's going to happen is the trail is going to concentrate on number 12 and the action of number 0, which is the defender. That covers that part of the play. The center should cover the illegal screen on that part of the play. Now the play is covered. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that well said. That I think that's really.
Mm-hmm. So
But
I have a question.
I'm sorry?
I have a question. So
Guys, let's say your name so I can know your name, and then we can do it that way. I just want to identify you and be professional and identify you by your name.
My fault. This is Josh. I have a question.
Okay, Josh.
So if 12 and 0, if that matchup's coming out of center's primary and going to trails, why would center take his eyes off of 12 and 0 and put his eyes on the screen? Is it because trail has a better look?
Can we go back a little bit? Okay, you know what, Josh? You're absolutely correct. I did not see the entire play. Go back. Let's go back a little bit more. Stop. Okay, good. So now the center will continue, but then keep going a little bit more. How can the trail, or how can the center adjudicate zero's action?
All right, I got that.
I mean, is he looking through zero's back to number 12, Josh?
No,
The
I
center.
mean, if he wanted to try and adjudicate that, he'd have to, but he can't. So he has to look through this.
Okay, just follow me here. The center has to extend out no matter what.
Okay.
So now, is the center looking through zero's back to get to number 12?
Yes.
Okay, look at the trail.
Okay.
He's in a bad position also. That trail should be in a step down position right where Mark's arrow is. Does that make sense?
Yes, I agree.
Now
with
he can see between those two players.
that. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now the center should concentrate on the white headband, and that's the illegal screen. I understand what you're saying, but there's no way he can adjudicate that defender going the other way. It's used to be called stay away, or I'm sorry, going away, stay away. Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
Okay. So it's going away from you, and now the trail has to pick this up. And he had enough time to pick it up. Am I correct on that?
Because then you just have to trust your partner to be able to pick that up then.
Yes.
And then
But that's a system that is not in place, Josh, but needs to be in place. And this is where you and everybody else on this forum can, when you sit there and talk about it, you can pull up this play and say, hey, if we have a play situation like this, let's make sure that the trail picks it up. I will pick up the screener, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Kenny, you're very vocal. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes, and I think for us as high school referees, we need to see more. We need to have a library of plays to look at to be ready. I think that's where high school differs, is that we don't have a library of plays to go look at. So now it's not a surprise. That surprise, because look at the chin of C. I mean, he can't see anything else. So I'm so it's the inexperience that doesn't allow him, and having enough plays to see would really help.
Oh, when we sent them the breakdown, the crew, we're doing this independently as a company, with Rodney and Bill and Leon and stuff like that. And actually the center was the one that emailed us back and said, we've never gotten anything like this, but can we go back to that play, Mark?
Yeah. I was even going to go to the breakdown.
And just go back a little bit. Okay, stop. Okay. So again, the trail needs to be in a step down position. The center needs to probably step up a little bit and concentrate on that screener. And trust me when I tell you, we broke down the entire game. This particular player committed a lot of illegal screens and they never blew the whistle. But this is at the end of the game in a 1-point game. So now, can we move on from this part of it, Mark, or does anybody else have any comments on this particular part of it?
I would like to comment. I was just going to say that before you said, I'm sorry, this is Michael. I was just going to say that I thought the same thing that you're saying right now, that if he did that illegal screen there, he had to be committing an illegal screen during the game, obviously, because it's not a good screen. So I would think that he probably was committing other bad screens during the game.
Yes, he committed a lot of illegal screens, and on the full report, I actually think we emailed Mark the report. I think it's the March 7th. Yes, it is. The March 7th. It's not the Salesian game, but the March 7th detailed report that he's going to email to you guys. That play will be on there. And he committed a lot of illegal screens that were not whistled on. So that is correct in your assessment. Anybody else?
I'm sorry. Before you go, John, before you come in, John, I'm sorry. The positioning, would you say, you said C would step up. Would you say that you'd want him maybe to step in a step or two to see that also?
Mark, can we go back just a little bit? as soon as the act is committed. Right there, boom. Okay, he can still see it from there, but if he steps up just a little bit, and you're right, I mean, he's just, I really actually don't know what he's looking at, but this is the only engagement that we have here is these three players. There's nobody else engaged. And this is a very obvious illegal screen. And to be quite honest with you, and I know a lot of you guys may not do this, but if you look at the lead's position, he has really nothing to referee, and that illegal screen is so obvious. And I'm not condoning this, but the lead can even come out and get that because it's a 1-point game. This is a crew saver. I mean, if we don't have that other play that goes, we don't call it as well, we're going to be in trouble. But this is a very obvious illegal screen. And the lead has nothing to look at. So he can extend out, and I've seen it happen, but you just have to have, like Bill said, the fortitude, 1-point game down to the final seconds to say, oh, no. This is an illegal screen. We're going the other way. And you're going to be defended. And you know what? To be honest, I used to be a JC supervisor and so on and so forth, and I've been around Division I and NBA. The first thing I'm going to say is, why didn't my trail and center get this call? Why did my lead have to go out and get this thing? But you know what? That's going to be, like Kenny said, you have to have a supervisor that's going to defend that lead of getting that call. That's the key. Because he may come back at you and say, you should have just stayed put, stay out of it. Am I correct, Kenny?
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah, sometimes they're just going to tell you, stay out of it. But if we're in it for the same concept of getting the plays right, especially at the end, to me, if the lead would have got this call, he is the lead official. If I am a Division I supervisor, if I am an NBA scout, hey, I need to talk to you. That was an absolutely great call. That is what I want on my crews. But, we can't control that. But let's move forward now to the next play, because I know we got I think there's one more play we need to get through. So that play is missed. Now we're going. Boom. Stop. What happened right here? That's a perfect snapshot, Mark. Perfect snapshot. Is number 1 in legal guarding position?
No.
No.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Now we move forward a few frames. The offensive player goes down to the floor. The white team gets the ball. The right team won because if we would have called the illegal screen, white would have got the ball back. So now the question that was proposed to me is, well, they probably passed on that play because we missed the illegal screen. So then I said, so 2 wrongs make a right? So you missed it. Okay, it's unfortunate. It was egregious. But now you're going to pass on something else? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, Mark,
Now
this is Josh. Can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, right on what you said, where you said it doesn't make sense. I've had officials, I'm a first year, and so I look up to veterans to kind of lead me as to how they ref and stuff like that. So there was this one guy that I was with, and he would always explain it like, if you miss, like there was an offensive foul, and the coach was upset about it, and the coach was yelling at him. He said, well, the only reason why I let that offensive foul go was because the defender committed a foul before that offensive foul, so I had to let her get her space as well. And it didn't make any sense to me because, like, you got to call it. So, like, I do agree with that. It's never made sense to me where it's like, if I have to let this one go because I let that one go, so it equals out.
Here's the deal. It's you can't let one go and then call another or not call another. Get the first foul. It just doesn't make any sense to just have, like I said, 2 wrongs make a right, and it doesn't. This kid got tripped. You missed the illegal screen, or you didn't want to call it for whatever reason, but now this guy gets tripped. The thing with players is that they usually don't go down to the floor by themselves. You know, there's an occasional thing where the player trips on his own feet, but that's very rare. You know, something happened on this play. Immediately when someone sent this to me, I was like, something happened. And so now that we got the other angles, we're going, he tripped them. And we needed to make the call. So now let's look back at positioning. Is our trail in a good position in this snapshot? Yes, he is. Is our center trying to look? And you got to remember one thing. This is the, you know, they already ran off the floor. We already saw the whole video. This is the last play of the game. So if Mark can highlight, you know, the big fella in the middle right here, keep going to your right, Mark. Yep. And everybody else behind it. They don't matter, guys, because all that matters is this right here, because they're trying to get a shot off. So everybody has to have an opinion on this play. So the slot needed to move up a little bit. The lead widened out just a tad, just to make sure he has an opinion, because he has absolutely nothing. If you're not going to referee from the lead position, you might as well go sit in the stands where that guy is over there by the trainer. That's the bottom line. So now if you move forward, bam.
Wow.
Go back just a little bit. There's the trip. Go back. Right when the act happens, right there. Perfect. Perfect snapshot. Okay. Our trail is looking right at it. Right at it. The problem is whether he's trained properly to referee from the floor up, I don't know. But he can totally see that there's contact there and chooses not to call it. Our center, tough angle. He's got to go through 23 to get to the white defender, to get to the offensive player, but he's really not fighting for position. That would be my issue with him. Now the lead, I have a big issue because this is the last play. Total, bam, this is it. What is he looking at? If he widens out a little bit, can he not see the illegal contact on that play? I mean, do you have the fortitude to go out and make that call? But then again, you know, you talk to Mark, you talk to me. I know Kevin, I can't see him anymore. I don't know if he's still on. You have to be defended on this play, but it is a very obvious trip foul. I mean, Mark, what are your thoughts as the instructional chair?
Yeah, this is the second time I've looked at this play. I agree with everything that you're saying. Even with the illegal screen and this, I think the biggest thing that it falls under is we don't like to go get plays, and it's not an excuse, Martin. I'm just being totally honest with you because I know every referee in our chapter, we talk, break down film. We don't like to get plays out of our primary or extend our primary. We've talked a lot this year about two things: illegal and obvious. Those are the things that we've talked about a lot as far as crew saving plays, illegal and obvious. They need to go get them. I can tell you, if we asked all our chapter, nobody would like Lee to do this. Not like Lee to go that far to get that play, even if they had all the information. I agree 100% with Kenny. We don't see enough of these plays. Get them.
Somebody's got music on.
Hold on, let me mute them.
You know what? You may want. I mean, my kids are downstairs. I don't know if it's me. Sorry. I mean, if you want to mute me, go ahead. I mean,
no, you're good. No, but you know, we just need to see more plays, more recall, and like Kenny said, the library. If we can get so many of these plays and see them and talk about them, we'll be more prepared, and we'll know when to go get them. Like even on the illegal screen you were talking about, I don't know if they do this with your YouTube, Martin, but we talk about the 60-40. You ever heard that? That's a big thing we talk about.
The what?
60-40.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if we're talking about just on this illegal screen action here, you know, we talk about the 60 and the 40. So here, you know, we talk about this lane line, right?
Mm-hmm.
All trail. So I can tell you, like, most center referees would be like, that's not mine. I'm not even going to touch it. I don't think the center referee's even looking over there. But the way that you put it, it's the type of training that we need, understanding that, hey, this is a multiple referee action here. I know a lot of referees haven't heard that, and I'm telling you, if we ask most referees, that's like, that's not my play, that's all trail, and I'm over here watching my primary over here. You know?
But then my question would be, what are you refereeing? You have nobody engaged.
Right.
So
And
you have to extend out to the next action area, and that is the action area, and especially with the time and the score of the game, you have to find your next action area. If not, you know what? My response would be, you know what? Go buy a ticket and sit in the stands. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. I
Because
totally
if you're
agree
not going to referee something, then just go sit in the stands and let us handle it as a two-man game.
The training aspect is that some referees we get so locked in our primary, even if there isn't anything competitive. Like you said, there's zero. This is the action right here. Time, score, everything. This is it. We need multiple eyes on this. Same with the other play. It's just the recall. We need more plays like this.
I think that was my kids.
Definitely your kids.
I think they were my kids. I'm sorry, guys. They're downstairs. I'm upstairs, and they can still hear you. I'm sorry. Is this the last play?
Yeah, I think so. What else you want to add to it? Anybody
So
else?
No.
just before you go on,
I'm sorry?
Just talk when you spoke earlier, Martin, about
Is this Kevin?
Yeah,
it's Kenny. I'm sorry.
Kenny, sorry.
No problem. And so when we talk about the credibility, like you said, we miss one and then we don't want to get the other. But what it hurt, instead of being 1-1, we're now 0-2. And so we have, and I learned that, and I've been refereeing for a long time, but someone said it to me in that way, and just a few years ago, and it really helped me to think that way. I'd rather be 1-1 than 0-2.
Yeah, it's just, and I told this crew, I mean, you guys got lucky. You guys got lucky that the right team won because you guys they didn't advance. They did not advance because of this report that we sent in. I was asked to observe the state game, and we sent it in, and they just didn't advance. And I didn't think they shouldn't advance either because of just that play alone. Just that one play, I thought they should be done, and they were. And actually, this is it right here. And if you go look at the screenshots and you scroll up right there, there's the screenshot we made. And it's exactly, I didn't even remember this, it's exactly what we talked about. We talked about the trail scooting down a little bit, the lead having an angle, and then one of you guys did mention this. Look, we said that the center should step in a little bit and try to get a better angle. So very good point, whoever said that. Yeah. And we put numbers on who had primary, secondary, and third, and it's called the cadence whistle. So the number one person should have had a whistle on the play, then the second person, but the third person could have come in with a late whistle, sold the hell out of it, and said, no, that's a foul, tripping foul, blah, 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 and whatever you are, you're probably in the bonus at this point, yada, yada, but it needed to be called. That's the last play of the game, and everybody needed to have input on the play. Mark?
Yeah, I was going to, and I don't mind if you stay on, I was going to share, we were going to close and share the type of work you guys are putting in is like next level stuff. I don't mind if you want to go over it. I can go over it if you need to get to your kids, but I was going to close.
No. My wife is down there. They're just making a lot of noise. I'm sorry about that. These are full game breakdowns that we do for our members. They come from Bill, Leon, Rodney. We have Eric Lewis. We have a lot of guys. Zach Zarba's on our list. A lot of people. We just send the game out. We divide it up, periods or whatever the case may be. We get our notes together, and then we send it back to the official. Basically, the type of play, the description, the grade, and then we attach the video to it.
I'm going to click on the video if you don't mind, just so they can kind of see it.
Yeah. I don't remember the title of this particular play.
This is a hand check and a travel.
A what?
You had a hand check and then a missed travel.
Oh, okay.
Thing is glitching on me. Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember, but yeah, that's kind of how you guys.
But basically, the play has a video attached to it so that you have it all referenced and so on and so forth. And I think Mark is going to try to implement this in his training program, which I think is great. We have a big amount of staff now that can go in and break down games. We have access to the NFHS network. I think Mark even asked us, he had a game, and we're going to go in and look at his game and break it down just like this and send it out to him. We just finished one in New Mexico in their high school finals and so on and so forth. So all we're trying to do, fellas, and, you know, I'm the one on the back end, we're just trying to help high school officials out. We understand that they're, you know, sometimes leadership fails us. You know, I think Mark is doing a fantastic job, and he's going to implement more things. And there just needs to be more consistency across the country with high school basketball. We've seen a lot of games, and there's just a lot of inconsistency on just calls and just basic, like Bill said, common sense, you know, and rules knowledge. And, you know, we just want to maybe kind of like this coronavirus, we just want to kind of contain it a little bit, you know, and just kind of flatten it out and not have all these bad calls all over the country and stuff like that. So anybody else? Josh, you got anything? First year official?
No, I got nothing.
Josh, just, you know, how old are you?
I'm 18. I was 17 when I started, but I'm 18 now.
Okay. Just keep watching a lot of video. I know you probably have to deal with a lot of veterans and stuff like that, but don't rock the boat. Just stay the course.
Yeah.
Find the right people. Get out to camps. 18 is a very good age. Did you fill out your grassroots profile in the NBA? Is that a route you may want to take?
I don't know yet. The farthest I've thought is going to like D3 college. That's the farthest.
You still should put a profile out there. Keep your doors open. It's not about you. It doesn't mean you're going to make it, but you're at the age where you can kind of facilitate all this education that's out there now, that's available to you. And who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
You know? Anything else, Mark?
No, I appreciate you, my man, taking time to. This has been awesome. It's been really good.
I am sorry about my kids, but, you know, we're stuck in the house as everybody else is, and I'm about to go have dinner myself. I know it's late probably in your area too, so I do appreciate Mark having myself and Bill. I'll try to get Leon Wood and Rodney on here, and, you know, Zach and some other people on here. And let's just try to get this to grow. I think Mark said he had about 20 people on here, and he's got, I think, 400. You have 400 members. So let's try to do some word of mouth and say, gosh, you guys, we had a great session for over an hour. You know, video breakdown, this and that, and you know, we can bring more special guests. We'll get Eric on. I know Eric will be on for sure. I can get Eric on. You know, we'll get Eric Lewis on at finals of another finals official, and we'll break down some more video for you guys. Okay.
Awesome, Martin. Thank you, my man. I'll be in touch with you.
Michael, what are you doing over there, Michael? You got a cat over there? You just look at him. Michael Hernandez. He's off now.
Yes, sir. This is Marie, my baby.
There you go. Michael, thanks for joining us. Okay.
Thanks for what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Take care, my man.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh.
That's Martin. Now take him off. All right. Guys, any questions or anything? I'll close with something. Any questions y'all have? Any you want to talk about?
I just had one thing, because Marvin asked me a really good question. Is when we talked about, you know, we have for so long preached staying in your primary, and now we're venturing in on how to go outside that, and how do we change, and so I didn't respond to Marvin. So if is he still on?
No.
So, but my response was going to be, we are changing, because the 20 people, the makeup of the 20 people that are here are younger people. So we can't get caught up in the guys that won't move with us, but we are moving with the younger guys that are with us, because now it becomes part of the new culture. It's just about changing culture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for me, it's we can't stay here and just stay quiet with our 20 people on here. We need to take this information. Like I recorded this one. I got permission to record it. And I haven't always done that. But if I put a video out, I don't know how many people are going to watch it, but when you talk to referees and you're able to get in front of them, it's what we need to do now. We need to continue to grow this. There's no reason why we shouldn't have over 100 people in Zoom meetings.
Good point.
For me,
Absolutely.
it's 20 get on. Like I love it. If 2 people get on, then 2 of us get better, But for me, if we need to make dents in the culture and changing it, what I did want to talk about is I waited for Martin to get off. I'm trying to implement exactly what you see on the screen. This is going to be a part of our ranking system that you would pay $25 or so per referee, and this is the type of feedback you're going to get. You're going to get a breakdown of every single clip with a video to attach to it. This is next level stuff. So this is what I'm trying to do. And we talked about improving the ranking system, improving what we've currently got. This is what we need to do. So I need to try to get this approved. Hopefully I do. But this alone changes what we're doing. Also, like I said, word of mouth and getting this out to everybody else. For me, I'm disappointed only 15 got on because no one's doing anything right now. This is the perfect time for us all to be home, safe, and talk basketball. It's the perfect time to do it. So I encourage all of you on here to just try to get 1 or 2 people to come on the next one. If we do that, now our numbers grow 2, 3, 4 times what it is already. It only makes us stronger.
That's a good point.
Anything else, Kay?
No, that was well said. Well said.
One thing I did
about that. If you get one or 2, man, that thing, it really does grow. We go from 20 to 60.
Yeah. So we'll try to do another one here pretty soon. I don't like to take too long. I want the momentum to keep going. So I'll let you know as far as that. I did want to close on one thing. Of course, it's sad news. And for a lot of you that know me, Malcolm Freeman was really close to me and a lot of you on here. So I did just want to give a moment. I did get a picture of Mac. This is kind of Mac in a nutshell, right? This is Mac for us. But I did want to close on this. I just wanted to, just do a moment of silence for him and for all you guys to just think about what he did for you in your referee career or whatever he did for you, because he touched many, many people. And that's what we need to, remember Mac by. So that's all I wanted to close on. If Kenny, you want to add to it, or anybody else want to say anything about Mac, feel free to, because as soon as we have the moment of silence, I'm going to probably shut down the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, well, like everybody knows, he was a special one to this game and for us, and I know we're going to miss him. And I just think the way we honor him is by doing the things that calling the game, because that's one thing he did is he called that game with integrity. And I think that if we could kind of try to mirror that is honoring his legacy.
Totally agree.
Very well.
Well said. What I liked about Mac was he just told you if you were screwing up or not. He would tell you, don't call that stuff in my game. And that always made me a better official, because after he said that, he would tell you how to correct your situation. So I always appreciated Mac's input, his smile, his feedback. He was a good man. So I'm going to miss him too.
Thanks, John.
Hey, it's Diana. Yeah, man, the loss of Mac is huge. I officiated one of my really big first playoff games with him, and I was scared shitless. And he just really pre-gamed me hard, and man, it got me through. And I'm gonna miss teasing him about his 10-step skincare product process. Every time I see him, I always picked on him about it.
Only person who takes longer than you to get ready.
Yeah, it's a big loss for our chapter, and Kenny's right. This is the way we honor him, is to remember him and to remind people the importance of mentorship, and because that's what he was to a lot of us. And so he's definitely going to be missed.
Thanks, Brian. Marvin, I think you wanted to say something, right?
Well, I had the fortunate pleasure of working with Mark down in Parks and Rec. With Mac Parks and Rec for 13 years before he retired. And he was 2 doors down from me. And the basketball talk that he and I had on a daily basis was immeasurable. I talked to Pee Wee Pollard today, who knows Mac very well. Mac played with him in his young days. Mac meant a lot to this chapter. He meant a lot to a lot of basketball officials, young and old. A lot of people looked up to him for leadership, and they helped him become a better official. And we're going to miss all of that. And tough times this year in the chapter. We've lost a few people in this situation, and everything's kind of surprising to everybody. I've been getting a lot of texts and emails from coaches asking about Mac and other people. So the last 2 or 3 days has been pretty tough, but better than an official, he was a great individual, a super person, and a friend to everybody. And we're going to miss him on the court, but like Diane and everybody else said, we're going to miss that smile. He really loved what he doing.
Thanks, Martin. Okay. All right. Well, let's just give him a moment of silence. Again, think about how he touched you, and I'll be in touch. Again, I really appreciate you guys jumping on. It's probably one of the most successful Zoom meetings we've had in a while. Just really good knowledge and continue to grow and get better. So thank you all. Again, a moment of silence and I'll end it. And if you have any questions or anything about Mac, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay. Thanks guys.